Hello everyone! In this video I would like to show you how to create a decent sound for the Halo's EnergySword using only some stuff you can find at home. The sword has basically two sounds. The first is when the character picks up the sword and you hear it charging its energy. The second one is the character swinging the sword. I would like to start with the swing sound. The sound is comprised by two layers. The sound of the wind being cut and the sound of the sword itself. You can create the wind sound with any long, thin and rigid object, maybe a stick or even a toy sword. Just swing it hard near the microphone. Be careful to not hit the mic though. You want something that sounds like this. For the EnergySword, this sound was inverted so I could have something like this. Then I added a pitch shifter, compressor and some reverb. The reverb plugin that I used was the Space Designer, with which you can play around with convolution. If you don't have access to that reverb, the alt-reverb could be a good alternative. The sword itself was synthesized in Super Collider. I used the clank Eugene, which is a frequency resonator. Of course you have to choose which frequencies you want to resonate, and I did it in the fourth line of the code. I used a beat crusher distortion on this layer. It will sound almost like a clipping, but of course that's on purpose, only to add some aggressiveness. The sword charge has 4 layers. The first one is an air pressure layer. I recorded that using an aerosol can. You could have a better result if you use any compressed air machine noise. But once the idea of this video is to use the only stuff you can find at home, I used an aerosol. I also automated the volume and a high cut filter to add a little motion to the sound. The reverb was added to a bass, so it wouldn't be affected by the volume automation. The second layer was recorded scratching the knife on a metal pan. And again, reverb, compressor and the beat crusher distortion are present here. Then I used the same knife and pan to record the sound of metal hitting. I simply strike the handle of the knife against the pan. As you can hear, this sound itself sounds ridiculous, but I use it only to add a metal resonant impact to the sword, and it sounds good in the final result. The last layer is the same sound made with Clank Eugene in Super Collider, but this time I imported the sound back into Super Collider to modulate its playback speed. Finally, I added some EQ on the output channel. Here's how it looks like. That's it! The intention of this video was to show you how you can create a decent sci-fi sound effect with very low resources, using only some stuff you can find at home and a little bit of creativity. Thanks for watching and see you next time.